Hello folks, this is Sullla once again, and you're listening to another video for League of Legends, this one featuring Taric and Urgot. So this is a video that's going to focus on the bottom lane pairing of Taric and Urgot, and I'll explain what the synergy between these champs are as I go through the video. So in this game, I'm going to be playing as Taric, alongside me is VarisNox playing as Urgot, and this game is taken from one of our custom YouTube night events, so everybody else here, fans of the channel, people who've come out to join us in custom games. We also have alongside us a Ponecat playing as Fiora, Droxy playing as Lux, and Gilton playing as Lee Sin. Then on the other team, we have Fallen Asylum playing as Sejuani, we have Final Cayman Ride playing as Kassadin, Freshful playing as Alistar, Gilkun playing as Caitlyn, and Got Mudkips playing as Renekton. It was actually quite funny. We had Gilton and Gilkun in this game, and they were originally going to be on the same team in the team setup, but I believe we had to remake this game due to some disconnects, and they ended up on different sides. But yes, Gilton and Gilkun on the two different sides here, which is kind of funny. Anyway, I went ahead and grabbed the green Taric skin because we were close to St. Patrick's Day, and I wanted to synergize with my green laning partner here, Urgot, and VarisNox has the new Urgot skin, which looks very cool. Unfortunately, you can't quite see it as well because he's hiding out in the brush right there. There we go. So this is a pretty neat skin. Now, because this is the LUL replay and not the actual client, I can rotate the camera like this. Let's see, I can rotate the camera so you can see from different angles. There we go. So there we go. Oh, get out of the way, tree. There we go. So there is, I guess you can't quite see it. Oh well, let's go back to the normal view. But anyway, yes, this is the new Urgot skin, and it's a pretty neat skin. So yeah, if you're an Urgot player, I would definitely say to check this out. It's certainly much better than his giant enemy crab Urgot and the other Urgot skin that they're discontinuing, Butcher Urgot. So anyway, in this matchup, we're going to try to focus on the synergy between Taric and Urgot. Urgot has been getting a lot of play recently. He's been getting played by some of the top teams in the recent competitions and showing how he can be quite strong. He really doesn't deal nearly as much damage as a lot of the other ADs, but he makes up for it by being very tanky, by building very tanky and being very difficult to kill, and then his ultimate giving you a lot of utility in the later game with the ability to reposition somebody on the other team, and there's really no way they can avoid it unless they get a Quicksilver Sash. Anyway, I am playing as Taric in this match. I don't play Taric that often. He's one of my less preferred supports, but he is strong with the right pairing. Now, with Taric, anyway, the rest of our team just setting up at blue, getting that for our Lee Sin player. With Taric, it's all about using his stun. That's the reason why you play Taric. It's this skill, his E skill, Dazzle. He fires out a little gem of light, prismatic sphere, that stuns the enemy for 1.5 seconds. So that's really what Taric's all about. You take him because you want your stun. So, I mean, he has other skills, and I'll run through them in this video because we'll have plenty of time to talk about the rest of Taric's kit. But the reason why you play him is that you want his stun. Because it allows you to toss out a stun. So right there, going to use my stun, and the camera is freezing here for a second. Didn't really turn into anything though, so a little bit wasteful of mana right there. Anyway, the reason why we would play Taric alongside Urgot, the reason why this matchup works, is you have a stun, so you have a point-and-click stun, can't really be dodged. I mean, I guess they could cleanse it, and Gilkun actually did take Summoner Cleanse, but normally can't really be dodged, and what that allows you to do is freeze them in place. Then it allows Urgot to lock on with his Corrosive Charge, and then just fire Acid Hunters at the unlucky target. So you need both of you to hit 2, and unfortunately Varus has really been getting harassed here in the lane, so I'm going to grab my heal, my imbue. So now we're both 2, and now we're going to look to go in and fight. So there we go, there's the stun, there's the Corrosive Charge. Now Varus is locked on, and he can use his Acid Hunter to deal extra damage. So look how much damage is it Gilkun? Gilkun, not Gilton. Look how much damage poor Caitlyn here took. So that is the combo, and that's why you play Taric and Alistar together, for that combo exactly right there. So we're going to try to do that as much as possible. Now, there are actually other skills in Taric's kit that also synergize well with that, that particular lock-on stun plus Corrosive Charge combo. The damage from Urgot is physical in nature with his lock-on and then his Acid Hunter charges. So you can actually increase the damage further if you reduce the armor on the enemy team. And guess what? Taric has an armor debuff as well on his Shatter skill. So here the passive, Taric gets extra armor as a passive. Nearby champions increases it by 10 and gains armor for himself. So there it is, I've now skilled that, but you can also break it to deal more damage. So right there's the lock on, and now we're going to try to get the kill, and oh, Gilkun's on 2 HP, and yes, he is going to get finished off right there. So that was a burst down from almost 100 to 0 using our combo. And Gilkun said he had lag, so that may be why he wasn't able to get out of that particular combo right there. But anyway, just to highlight it, see, the passive gives you and your teammates armor around you for Shatter. The active feature shatters the armor. You lose the armor buff, but you deal damage and reduce their armor. So at rank 1, reduces armor by 10 for 4 seconds. So pretty significant right there. So again, lead with my stun, lead with dazzle. I mean, this is one of the slowest projectiles in the game, but it does have decent range. There it is. You can see the range. Lead with the dazzle, walk up, hit shatter. While they're stunned, Urgot locks on with his corrosive charge and then fires with his acid hunter, and they have reduced armor as a result of your shatter. So it's a very powerful combo, and it's very difficult to avoid. So that was enough for us to get first blood down here in bottom lane. Meanwhile, our Lee Sin player Gilton went to top lane, was able to gank that, and Aponkat's able to score a kill on Got Mudkips, their Renekton player. Meanwhile, in mid, final Cayman Ride, the Kassadin player is against Droxy, our Lux player, and we haven't seen their jungler, which is Fallen Asylum, playing on Sejuani. Actually, there she is. She just came into our lane right now, but it was warded because I made sure to go up there and toss a ward. So we did have vision on that, and now we're pinging to let our team know, hey, Sejuani's probably running towards our red, so we're going to toss down. Varys uses corrosive charge there to check the brush, and we didn't see anything there, but we wanted to let Gilton know, hey, they might be invading at our red, so to go and check that out. He actually has their red buff. He went and invaded and took their red. So anyway, I went back to buy. I had enough for my Philostone, and indeed, look, here it is. Here's the red buff getting pulled away by Sejuani right there. That's why it's sort of glitching out right there, and we're going to chase him away. So again, that's what warding will do for you. Can prevent your buffs from getting stolen right here. Now it's just a matter of, is this fight, are we going to be able to score a kill here? So here we go, and now I'm turned to watch the fight. Come on, Lux, just hit that binding. Oh, that's unfortunate, and Fallen Asylum's going to run out. Droxy not quite 6. So that was really unfortunate, just needed to hit that binding. Unfortunately, he did miss the light binding, which is really a shame because it was a point-blank binding, but oh well. Now, we also saw that they put a pink ward down here, so look what I picked up on the way back to base. I was like, all right, if you're going to pink ward this brush, guess what? I'm going to buy a pink ward too. So I'm going to kill your pink ward with my pink ward. And if you can do that, then you almost get back the cost of the pink ward. So again, just to check the shop. Sight ward's 75, vision ward's 125. If you kill a ward with the sight ward, you get 25 back. It almost makes up for the cost of the ward. I mean, it doesn't, but it almost makes up for it. So anyway, Varys is going to go back to base right now. We do have the 1 kill. We have 28 minion kills. Gilkin doing a good job of farming though, 24 minion kills. So he's keeping up with us. This is a little bit interesting. I'm not sure that Vampiric Scepter was the right item here. He already does have a heal on Alistar. Oh, and by the way, Freshful, notice what Freshful's got. Yep, he's got another pink ward. So look what he's going to do. He's going to pink this, and then he's going to go kill my ward. So yeah, ward wars right here. Back and forth for control of this brush. But as I was saying, Caitlyn already has heals from Alistar, already has the Vampiric Scepter. I don't think the Vampiric Scepter is really needed. A Doran's Blade might have been more useful just for the extra health in surviving that burst combo that we have going right now. So anyway, there is a fight going on in top lane. No idea who's going to survive this battle. Looks like Aponkat's Fiora coming out a little bit ahead. There comes the ultimate right there. And indeed, Aponkat is going to come out ahead and win that fight right there. Wow, getting a little bit of lag on this client. That's really weird. Anyway, I get the stun on Alistar. Varys is locked on. And look how much damage Freshful's taking. They're going to use what looked like a summoner heal there. And Varys is going to flash. Is he going to be able to get this? Nope. So, unfortunate there. Probably should not have flashed in retrospect, but we did get Freshful's Alistar quite low there. So nonetheless, not quite able to finish that one off. Meanwhile, rest of the team doing good stuff. They're set up to go for this red. Gilton killed the big wraith, and it looks like he and Aponkat are set up to try and get this. So we'll have to see if the rest of the team, their team does anything. And again, look how much damage that Acid Hunter is doing once Varys is locked on. Again, the stun makes it easy to lock on, and then it's just a matter of spamming that Acid Hunter. Really, the biggest issue is not running out of mana. Notice how Varys is already almost out of mana right now. That's really the biggest issue. Right now, we wanted to go for a swap on their team because Varys is 6, but he actually didn't have enough mana to do it. Anyway, over here, they're trying to get the kill on Fallen Asylum. Instead, though, looks like it's going to be counter-ganked. In comes final Cayman Ride. He's going after Gilton. The Ignite's going to get the kill. Now he's going to blink over the wall, and it doesn't look like Aponkat's going to be able to chase. So it looks like Kassadin is going to get away from that. And now Aponkat is chasing, and Got Mudkips is going after him. So maybe not the best situation here. Yeah, Aponkat trying to get out, but it looks like he stayed in their jungle a little bit too long. Need Droxy to come in here and bind them. That was not the best light binding right there. So there's another kill for Got Mudkips, and this jungle invasion has really gone very badly wrong at this point in time, handing 2 kills to the enemy team rather unnecessarily there. It looks like they just needed to get out a little bit sooner. And anyway, Kassadin came, and final Cayman Ride did a nice job of counter-ganking that. Right there, Got Mudkips taking a lot of damage from that tower, but he should be okay. Anyway, down here in bottom lane, like I said, the biggest issue is Varus was just out of mana, so he's been trying to save his mana for a little bit. I went back and picked up Boots. Boots will make it much easier to walk up to someone and stun, because I have the extra movement speed to get in range. Taric does have kind of low base movement speed, only 315. That's a little bit on the low end. So anyway, we're just trying to get set up. We want to go for a swap. We want to go for our combo. I'm almost 6, which will add my ultimate, which will make our combo that much stronger in terms of bursting someone. But we're in pretty good shape. All we need to do here is just try to catch someone. If we can catch them out just a little bit forward, then we can probably burst one of them down and get a kill right here. So we're pretty happy with this. The lane is also pushing against us. So if we just sit here and farm, the lane is actually going to push in the opposite direction. I was trying to go for a stun there. Really couldn't go for that one. It wasn't safe. It was too far back towards the tower, but Gilkin makes a mistake and he flashes anyway. Very, very unnecessarily so. So now we actually have his flash down, even though we really didn't do much of anything. So that was really nice for us, but that was just a mistake on his part. Wow, the screen is really jumping around today. Oh well. Just do my best with the camera work. Now, Gilkin is still coming forward and playing very aggressively, so we're like, okay, something's up right here. Something's up. And indeed, here's Sejuani, so we should have realized that something's up. I should have had a word back there. They're going to go in, and they're going to try to engage on us, so we're going to burn our flash. And right here, we've got Fallen Asylum tanking the tower. Varus is going to use his swap, putting Fallen Asylum right underneath the tower. Tower's going to finish it off. Now, right here, I'm going to pop my ultimate, and the tower is going to finish off Alistar, and then the tower is going to finish off Caitlyn. And that just could not have gone better for us. So a perfect swap coming out from Varus. Did I use my summoner heal? Yes, I used my summoner heal, and I was able to stun one of them under the tower. I'm not 100% which one. So all summoners used, but that really could not have gone better. We went 3 for 0 in bottom lane. I got 1 kill, Varus got the other 2. So we're now 4-0 in this bottom lane. And we are really in a strong position now. We're not that far ahead in terms of minion kills, but three champion kills definitely will put us ahead, and now we're just going to go back to buy. Still, minor mistake on my part. I really should have had this worded, especially when Caitlyn and Alistar started coming forward. It was very clear that something was going on. It was very clear something was up, so I should have just tossed down one of my words in here just to be safe, just to make sure that that didn't happen. Now, we were able to counter-gank that and go 3-0, but we really, you really can't count on doing that. It would have been better off just, dodging that fight, to be honest, because you don't really want to fight when you don't have numbers if you can avoid it. Anyway, their team is gone, and they've just warded Dragon. I picked up a pink ward here. I believe that the pink was for this Tribrush again, because we'd really been fighting over it. And in fact, Freshful has been warding so much. Indeed, here it comes again. He's going to ward this Tribrush. I really need to get an early Oracle, like as soon as possible, because he's just been warding so much. So anyway, here we come, and I believe I'm going to use my pink, yeah. So I'm going to use it to kill his ward and get that 25 gold back. Anyway, I do have the Philosopher's Stone, do have the Heart of Gold. Meanwhile, Varus has now finished a Brutalizer, has double Doran's, and now he's going for Glacial Shroud. And this is pretty typical in terms of an Urgot build. Not always the Brutalizer, but going for an early Glacial Shroud is usually pretty key, because oftentimes people will build Manamune on him. Varus is actually not going for Manamune in this game. He went for the Doran's Blades and the Brutalizer instead. But stacking up extra mana is usually pretty typical on him in some form, just because he is such a mana whore. Such a mana hog, I guess I should say. Anyway, there was a fight going on over here. We were able to get a kill on Got Mudkips, the Renekton player, at the cost of Aponcat, our Fiora player. Meanwhile, we're continuing to fight. There is the lock-on right there. I'm going to get the stun. Does Varus have his swap back up again? He actually does, but chooses not to use it right there. And we're able to burst down half of Caitlyn's life before anything else happens. So you can see we really have strong lane dominance here. That's really what you're going for with Urgot. He doesn't scale that well in the late game. I mean, he can still be useful as part of a coordinated team, but he just doesn't do the huge damage output of a lot of the other ADs in late games. So with Urgot, you're going for lane dominance. You want an aggressive support. So Taric works very well. Alistar also works pretty well as a support with Taric, or with Urgot. Alistar goes well with Taric, right? Maybe they're BFFs, but they wouldn't be a great laning matchup. Anyway, though, so we're just hanging out here. Again, we have great control in the lane, and I'm just trying to look for a chance to stun one of these two, and then we can go for our burst combo. Haven't talked about Taric's ult, so I will highlight it here. They did change Taric's ult a number of months ago. It used to give him like self-healing power. Now what it does is it gives deals damage to people right around him. Not a large radius. Notice how small the radius is. But deals damage to people around him and grants him extra attack damage and ability power, and grants nearby allies half the bonus. So it gives Taric and his allies nearby allies AD and AP. So again, useful in a burst fight. Now anyway, we're getting ganked. Here comes a 4-man gank, but it is warded. It was pinged. So again, we're going to look to back away. And once again, they've pink warded that brush. This brush has just been so contested throughout the game. That tri-burst very important. So we're able to dodge the gank because of our ward coverage. And it looks like they may be setting up for Dragon. So if they're going to go for Dragon, we will contest this. Renekton's still up in top. Meanwhile, we have our top coming down, but it looks like they are going to back off and not go for that Dragon. So again, wards keep you safe. That was a 4-man gank. Anyway, there we go. There is the lock-on. There is the corrosive charge. Freshful does a great job of using his pulverize there to interrupt the channel on Varus's ultimate. And now Gilkhan is going to run out of here. So we're actually not going to get the kill, and that's in large part due to the play of Freshful, their Alistar player. He did a really nice job of using his pulverize to interrupt the swap that we had with Urgot there. And I think we didn't line up our stuns quite right either, but that was mostly due to the nice play of Alistar. Now, Sejuani's been invading our jungle very aggressively, so what we really need to do, we need to get this area warded right here. Like this, they keep invading from this route over and over again. As it is, though, this doesn't look too good. Aponecat in a lot of trouble. There comes the Sejuani ultimate. Kassadin running in here, and that's going to be a kill. Meanwhile, now Gilton in trouble as well. He needs to jump to somebody or something. He's going to use his flash instead. Can he get a jump to Droxy here in order to make it out? I would think so. I would think he could jump out. There we go. So he's going to continue running in now. Got Mudkips is doing a bit of a silly dive here, but it looks like he's actually going to be okay. Manages to get out of it right there. So it looks like he is going to make it out, despite this being, like I said, a rather silly dive. But he was able to escape. Their team did manage to pick up a kill there. And Sejuani looks like she's going to try to solo Dragon, which is really not a good decision here. Sejuani doesn't really deal that much damage, period. Really needs allies to try to take this. So if their team's going to go for this, we should be able to come in here and do something about it. Okay, well, they do have 3 there, but we still have a decent chance to get in here. Again, if Lee Sin can smite steal this, well, I mean, look how much damage Sejuani's taking from this dragon. She's taking a ton of damage. Kassadin, though, coming in now. Final Cayman Ride coming in. Here comes a teleport from Aponecat. We do have a nice fight going on here. So who is going to get this? The dragon actually does kill Sejuani. They did get that, though. Now we're going to try to go after Kassadin right here. We got the binding. Now I need to use my stun. There we go. We got the swap. We've got a lot of damage, but he's going to blink over the wall. Can we manage to chase this down? Varus going to flash after him. He does have the lock on, but Freshful again going to use that pulverize. So it looks like they're going to be okay. There comes the summoner heal out, and nope, doesn't look like we're going to be able to get them. So they are going to make it out of here. It looks like they're going to make it out of here with the dragon intact. Although Final Cayman Ride going to turn back. But once again, it looks like he's going to be okay here, and just the mobility of Kassadin really making the difference in that fight there. So, yeah, the fail on that one. That wasn't the greatest situation for us. We really could have done better in that fight. They were able to take Dragon and pick up another kill. And so even though we're really dominating in bottom lane, we are 4-0 in bottom lane, and we've outfarmed Gilkhan by quite a bit. Unfortunately, our other lanes are struggling a bit. Aponecat has 3 deaths. Droxy has died once and has gotten outfarmed by a huge margin. And Gilton he's done okay, but he has struggled a bit as well. Meanwhile, Varus able to lock on again with the corrosive charge and just get in more free harass. There goes another one of those missiles over there. I have picked up the Oracle. You can see invisible units. So I want to use this to clear wards. And now up here, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It looks like Aponecat pushed forward. He did have ward coverage. So is he going to be able to make it out of here? There comes the exhaust. He's getting slowed. Got that Sejuani slow on him. There comes the Sejuani ult. Droxy's going to try to come in. Here comes Gilton. Are they going to be able to do anything about this? And no, they're not going to be able to do anything about that. So now we have a continuing 2v2 up here. Can't see the health bars because we were engaged in bottom lane. Looks like things are not going that well, though. There comes the kick. There comes the Lux ultimate. Are we going to get any of these kills? Are we going to get any of these? Doesn't look like it. There goes the binding. Got Mudkips is now chasing Droxy. Fallen Asylum is really low, but Droxy's not going to catch up to him. And yeah, this is just not going well. So that's 0 for 3. And Kassadin didn't even come up there, so that was not well done. I'm not going to mince words. That was not well done. So not the best play from. That actually wasn't a 3 for 1. That was a 3 for 0, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't see anyone on their team die. So yeah, at this point in time, we were starting to get a little bit concerned, just because even though our lane was going very well, other lanes were definitely not. And Final Cayman Ride's able to take that tower as well because Droxy was out of lane for so long. Furthermore, look at this 402 Kassadin. This is not what you want to see. Now Final Cayman is chasing after me. He's 5 levels higher than me, and he is Kassadin. But I wanted to try to see if I could bait him in here. I mean, we do have Lee Sin, but as it turns out, nope. Just too underleveled there. Not enough damage. Support and a jungler who's a bit underfarmed, just not nearly enough damage to take that down. So gonna have to back off, and I'm just trying to farm up these minions right here. Fortunately, Final came in wide, missed on his slow right there. So situation right now, we're definitely behind. They took that dragon. We're also behind in farm. I mean, VarisNox is the only one who's really close to Final Caymanite. I don't know how Kassadin outfarms his laning partner by that huge of a margin. Not exactly sure what happened there, but Final Cayman did a really nice job right there. And anyway, I'm going to use this Oracle to try to clear wards. I walk right by it, and I walk by it again. Am I going to go back to clear that ward? I'm pretty sure that I saw that one. Oh, guess not. Are we going to go back to check it again? We really should clear out that word. Sometimes you miss this stuff while you're playing. Anyway, let's see. Are we going to get it? And now we see it. There's the word. Third time's the charm. So there we go. Going to clear that one out. And again, really need to get this spot right here warded. And we want this spot warded too. We need to have vision on their invasions because Kassadin can blink over walls and Sejuani can dash in here, can jump over this wall. We need to have some vision on their invasions because they've been invading us and doing so rather successfully. So it's very important. See, here comes Sejuani. She's invaded us once again. She just jumped. I'm sure she just jumped over the wall right here. And now here comes Kassadin, and the mobility of those two champions is really hurting us. So Gilton going to get ulted by Sejuani. Now he's going to get chased by Kassadin. Wow. Camera work really messed up, and so we're coming into the fight. We've already lost Lee Sin, our jungler. Now we're just trying to chase somebody down, but the mobility of these champs is quite good. And right there, Final came right, going to flash out or rift walk out, but again, there's no tower here, so he's going to make it out just fine. And again, they're invading repeatedly and getting into our jungle and really causing a lot of damage. Now Varus is going to continue chasing. He's going to get engaged upon by Kassadin right there. We're going to get the Lux. The Lux shield, but it's not going to do that much. And meanwhile, now bottom lane has come up here as well. Caitlyn going to finish that off. And now we're really in a lot of trouble because we are definitely behind in this game. Varus suffering his first death of the match right there. And this is really the issue. Final came in right. You never want to see this in a game. You do not want to see 503 Kassadin, who also has the most farm in the game. If Kassadin starts to get this strong, you're really in trouble. Fortunately, a Pwncat able to score a kill up in top lane, 1v1, and take that. But we need to start, we need to do something to turn this game around because we're losing our buffs. Like we lost red buff again in that invasion. They can go and invade our blue as well. We lost our mid tower, so we've lost a lot of control in the middle part of the lane, in the middle part of the map here. And their champs are just starting to outfarm us as well. Furthermore, we don't even really have that great of a late game team. Taric and Urgot are both early game focused. Lee Sin a little bit as well. And meanwhile, Final Cayman Ride just goes to top lane, blinks in, and kills a Pwncat. So this is starting to get quite a few deaths at this point in time. 5-4. This is a lot of deaths from our other lanes, which is really causing issues. And meanwhile, now Kate's pushing on our bottom tower because Varus went up to grab our blue. So this is going to cost us, well, quite possibly going to cost us our bottom tower. Anyway, I'm going to ward that. I want vision. Looks like I will be able to get down here in time to prevent that tower from going down. There's the Shatter to help with farming, but I only get one minion. I probably could have gotten 2 out of 3 right there. Oh well. In terms of what I'm building on Taric, this is a typical support build. Philosopher's Stone, Heart of Gold, getting a Kindle Gem into a later Shirelia's Reverie. Anyway, Dragon is up, but neither jungler is anywhere close to Dragon. They're both up here at the top part of the map for some reason. Meanwhile, we are trying to engage over here. We do have the lock-on and Alistar, who also does have an Oracle right now. So we could, we could go for this dragon, except that we just don't have our jungler here. Unfortunately, Varus is going to miss on that lock-on. And now here comes the trouble. Here comes Final Cayman. He is just so strong. I'm going to use my stun on him, but again, that's not going to do that much because of his Rift Walk ability. He is going to continue chasing us, and it's really hard to get away from Kassadin. Fortunately, we do have the teleport coming in from a Pwncat. I'm trying to get my heal on Varus. It's 1 second from cooling down, but nope, not going to be able to get it off. So not able to save VarisNox right there. That Lux Laser didn't really hit anyone. Unfortunately, now we're trying to chase after Gilkon, but Pwncat did step on a trap. Kassadin is very, very low, but nobody's been able to catch up to him. We did manage to buy and Fallen Asylum right there. I'm going to get headbutted into the middle of their team. That is a bad position for me to be in, and I'm going to go down, costing us an Oracle right there. A Pwncat is going to be able to get a kill, but look, Kassadin has been so low this whole fight, and we just have not been able to finish him off. And with his mobility, he's just able to keep blinking over walls, jump in and deal damage. Now a Pwncat is really trapped right here under the tower. Fortunately, Final Cayman Ride does miss on his Force Pulse. or whatever his slow is called. I can't remember. But we are going to lose that kill as well. And now Droxy's coming in. Is he going to be able to get this kill? Yes, going to get 1 kill. Can we get more kills here? Their team is very, very low, but our team is very underfarmed. Oops. As I get sent back to base. So we are going to get 1 kill there. Droxy's going to come in, and wow, that's a nice binding. So actually going to score another kill. So Droxy gets a triple kill there, cleaning up a lot of people who are really low. So it's going to make his score look a lot better. But we definitely lost that fight overall. They got too many kills on us. I lost the Oracle. I did not have the money to repurchase it. And I don't think we got Freshfull's Alistar, who had the Oracle. And we definitely did not get Final Cayman Ride, who is now 605. And this is just a really, really bad sign. Our farm is really low across the board. Varys has not been able to stay in lane because we've been having to run around to help out other lanes. So his farm is quite low on the game, only 116. And like I said, Urgot just doesn't scale all that great into late game. Actually picked up the Ninja Tabby. I wonder why that is. Kind of interesting. Anyway, though, here comes Final Cayman Ride. We know he's about to blink over here. So, again, we're trying to go after him. And I honestly have no idea where he went here. I'm not exactly sure where he actually ended up going. I guess he blinked over here somehow. So, anyway, that was... I'm sure that if I went back and watched this again, I could figure out where he went. But, yeah, he, like, blinked in a direction, and we just didn't see him. So anyway, they're setting up for Dragon. This is going to be another big Dragon fight. We do toss down a ward, but it instantly gets cleared by their oracles. And oh, here comes Kassadin. He must have been over here. Not the safest place to be. Again, we just need to get some crowd control onto Final Cayman Ride. And there we go. Look at Varys getting the swap right as Kassadin goes over the wall. In comes Sejuani as well, but we need to get Kassadin. There we go. And that is really the key to doing this fight. We need to get that kill onto him. Anyway, I'm just trying to use in here. I did use my ultimate, just trying to make sure that VarisNox stays alive. He is actually doing the most damage on our team. There, we're going to get Gilcon as well. And this fight actually went really well for us, 3-0. In part because they were doing that fight without Got Mudkips. He is going to go and take that tower on top, but that's still clearly a huge win in our favor. Taking the Dragon here, getting 3 kills. Oh, and by the way, look at this. Are we going to get Dragon? Nope. Actually, we're not going to get Dragon. I assumed that we would get it here, but nope. The Sejuani player dives in and takes it. Now, although that worked out quite well, I would not recommend doing that. Basically committing suicide just for a chance to smite steal, it's really not a good play. It happened to work out in that case, but I would definitely not recommend doing that because the odds are much more likely that you're just going to dash over the wall and you're just going to die and you're not going to get the Dragon. So kudos to the Sejuani player to Fallen Asylum, but I really actually would not recommend doing that as a play because the risk versus reward, the risk is extremely high and the chance for the reward is relatively low. So it worked out perfectly, like I said, but I don't recommend doing that just because the odds of pulling it off are not that great. Okay, anyway, so the fact that we didn't get the Dragon kind of made that almost even. We did get 4 kills, but they got a tower out of it and a Dragon, so, I mean, it didn't really come out that far in our favor, and I mean, it's just unfortunate that Gilton missed the smite there, was not able to get that, so... Their team's still in a pretty strong position just because they have so much map advantage. They have all of our initial towers down, and again, Kassadin is just so strong right now. We really do not have an answer for Kassadin, who just picked up his death cap. So there's another kill for Final Cayman Ride, just chasing people down so easily. There's just not a lot you can do when Kassadin gets this strong, aside from just use all of your crowd control on him. If you notice, the one time we got the kill on Final Cayman, he's up to 376 AP. The one time we got the kill, we were able to use we used Urgot swap, we used my dazzle, my stun on him, and we just had to burst him down before he was able to rift walk out of there. So it's a real issue. We're just gonna have to do the best we can in trying to kill him first because he's just clearly a much more high priority target than anyone else on their team. Anyway, I have repurchased oracles. I want to have oracles because we're presumably going to have a Baron fight relatively soon. In terms of skilling Taric, you only need to put 1 point in his E. I put a point in his Dazzle at level 1, and that's it. You really don't need more points. More points in the skill don't really do that much. The stun duration does not increase with more points in it, and the skill really does not do very much damage at all. It deals very low damage. And then other than that, I've been splitting points evenly between Q and W, and then maxing his ultimate. Taric, one of the few champions that I recommend doing that on, splitting points between heal and shatter. Anyway, there we got caught at our blue buff once again. Unfortunate there, didn't get the stun on got Mudkip, so we're actually going to be able to pick off that kill. He got caught a little bit far in front of the team, but now Varus is getting engaged upon by their full team, and that's really unfortunate. Again, we really needed a ward in that brush right there. If I had had a ward in that brush, that really would have made things easier, but again, didn't know that we were going to have a huge engagement. Now Droxy has gotten caught as well, and that's another kill for their team. So just so many kills on their team. Like, our team has just died so many times. That's really been the issue. Just people getting caught over and over and over again. Too many times people dying. It's one thing if you're just dying in a team fight. Like every time VarisNox has died, it's been in the middle of a team fight. Like he's died 3 times, but every time it's been in the middle of like a team fight where, you know, it was clearly contesting some kind of team objective, either dragon, or in that case it was a contest over our blue buff. What you want to avoid are the deaths where you just get caught and die, and it's not for any larger purpose. So when you've died, you know, 6 and 7 times, it really starts to be an issue. That's what you need to start to avoid. Okay, anyway, so that was another fight that our team came out on the losing end of. Their team definitely was the winner of that particular engagement. We only got 1 kill. I believe they got 2, and they also took our blue. So Final Cayman has just been like permanently blue buffed for most of this game because he's, you know, been going in along with Fallen Asylum and invading and stealing stuff from our team. So has done a really good job. I actually would not agree with Got Mudkips. I don't think that Aponecat is really that strong. He just has a Wriggles, a Phage, and a Giant's Belt. I don't think he's actually that strong. Anyway, over here though, remember what I said? You don't want to get caught. Unfortunately, what you're seeing right there is me getting caught. And that's what you want to avoid. Anyway, now this is much tougher with Kassadin than other characters, but I did know he was in the area, and really I just got caught there. So this is really unfortunate because we have another team fight going on. Varus is going to get the swap on Final Cayman, going to swap him into the tower. He's going to Rift Walk out, and they actually are tanking a lot of tower damage, but this is where they really could use me, my damage, my heal. Well, not my damage. Really could use my heal and really could use my stun, but unfortunately I got caught, and that really set up this whole team fight, which we're losing in rather spectacular fashion here. So yeah, I was warding. I was trying to ward our red. Kassadin was up here. He blinked down, then blinked again, and I just could not escape, which was really bad because it cost me another Oracle, and I don't have enough gold to buy another Oracle off of that. So only my second death, but it was a bad death, and it's exactly the sort of thing that I said we needed to avoid. Just difficult when Kassadin has this many kills. You know, when Kassadin's 10-1 and has 500 AP, it really does make it difficult. Anyway, I want to try to hold this tower, and I'm hoping that maybe we can do it. We need Droxy to clear this wave here. If he clears the minions, we can probably hold it. And yeah, there we are going to be okay. So we are going to be able to hold this right here. Got Mudkips apparently took 1,800 damage from the tower. So yeah, he was tanking it. And a word about Gut Mudkips. When you have this many deaths, it also shows that you're playing too aggressively and you're playing out of position. So he has, you might have noticed he keeps dying in all the team fights. That's not because he's the tank. I mean, someone might say, hey, he's the tank, he's supposed to soak up damage. Well, right, but he's just been too far forward. There's really not a reason to die this many times either. This is also too many deaths. Okay, anyway, so on the scoreboard, it might look like it's close, 23-19. You might say, hey, that's a close game, we're still in it. But we're really not. They've taken taken 2 dragons, they've taken 3 towers, so they are very, very far ahead of us in global gold. Each tower worth, about 150, each dragon worth 190. So they are up by quite a bit in global gold. I don't know exactly how much, but they are definitely ahead of us in global gold right now. I'm running up here to try to ward Baron. This is not safe. This is almost sort of a desperation ward, but fortunately they weren't up here. Their whole team could have been sitting in the brush right there, and then they just kill me, and then they just do Baron. So that was extremely risky without seeing them on the minimap, but I just felt like I had to get ward coverage at Dragon, or at Baron. I just felt like I had to get word coverage there just so we would know, and I just had to take a risk there, not having Clairvoyance with me in this game. Anyway, I've gone for Merc Treads. I will often build cooldown boots on supports, and that does include Taric, but I've gone for the Merc Treads. Why? Because, well, Kassadin's destroying us, so I need more magic resistance. And in fact, our team is wisely doing this as well. Negatron Cloak, Varus going with the Guardian Angel, giving himself more MR. So our team is definitely starting to itemize more magic resist. Droxy still doesn't have any MR. Now here comes their team, and right here is where we see the ward at Baron really paying off, because now we can see that they are at Baron, and we're like, okay, we have to challenge for this. If they just take Baron, they're going to snowball us out of the game. This is not the safest, not really that safe, but we have to go and challenge this. Going to toss down the ward right here, and notice we see Kassadin get in this brush. As soon as we see Kassadin going here, we're like, okay, let's go after Kassadin. And right there we go. And so I'm going to use the stun, Varys is going to use the swap, and there's nothing Final Cayman can do. We need to burst him down, and yes, that last auto attack going to get it. Now right here, here comes Baron. They're going to smite early, and guess what? We are going to steal that because they missed the smite, and we are able to take it, and now we're going to score another kill on Sejuani, and guess what? They have just put us back in the match by making a huge mistake right there. So nice job, Gilton. He's made a lot of mistakes in this game, but he did get the key smite on the Baron because their jungler got a little bit too anxious and Fallen Asylum smited early. If you were watching closely, you could clearly see the smite come in at about 2,000 health, which left us free to take that really left us free to go in and take that Baron. And that is exactly the kind of play that can turn a game. They were just completely dominating this match, but they give up that Baron. And now right here, got Mudkips. Remember what I said about playing too aggressively? I'm going to use my stun. We're going to go in. We're going to pull aggression on him. I've popped my ult in here. I'm tanking the tower, so I need to back out. There we go. And that's going to be another free kill for us. And their team is starting to revive, but with that kill, we should be pretty free to continue going. Gilton's going to use his cleanse on something. I'm not exactly sure what, so I'm going to stun him. That's going to allow Varys to go in there and finish him off. So we're going to get this inhibitor. And now, can we manage to burst down Kassadin? No, not going to manage to burst down Kassadin, but we do get the light binding on the Fallen Asylum. He's going to use his Shirelias. There comes the stun onto Freshful. And I guess he didn't have his ult up because we're going to be able to burst him down. And it was like, wow, can we just finish this game right here? If we had managed to kill Kassadin earlier, we definitely would have. There goes the swap. We've gotten one tower here. Final Cayman going to blink back into the base. Fallen Asylum taking a lot of damage. Look how much damage Kassadin's doing right here. So Opponent's going to go down. Again, we need to stay on to Kassadin if at all possible. Can we manage to finish him off right there? He's going after Varys. Varys does have that Guardian Angel. So nope, Final Cayman is going to get back into the base. So now at this point we need to get this. And oh, it looks like we're not quite going to be able to get the Nexus here. Their team is reviving. The rest of the team coming up, so we need to back out here. Again, it would be, if we could just kill Kassadin, we could end the game, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get him, and so now we really do need to back out. So unfortunately, we are not able to finish off the game right there, but we did get both Nexus turrets, so their Nexus is completely exposed for us to be able to push it later. So that whole Baron play just really swung the game in our favor. Not only able to take Baron, but then take 1, 2, 3, inhib, and then tower number 4 and 5. So 5 towers and an inhibitor, plus a whole bunch of champion kills. So I mean, just a huge play for our team. Anyway, Varys is over here and checking to see if he can get the blue, but here comes Alistar, and this could be troublesome. Here comes Gilcon as well, and Varys just needs to get out of here right now because otherwise Kassadin can chase him down. Final Cayman is back there, but not the safest. So now we got all that global gold from killing all those towers in Baron. We still do have Baron active for about 1 minute. And let's see, what are we going to do? I think we're going to come over here and... did Varys already grab that dragon for us? I believe it was up. But anyway, like I said, that gave us a lot of gold, and now we just need to look to try to finish this one off. In theory, we could all just run straight mid and just kill the Nexus if their team ever comes too far out of their base. You're in just such a vulnerable position when there's nothing guarding the Nexus. Even just a teleport into their base. We actually do have a teleport on our team from Opponcat. You know, if their team came out of their base and was fighting us at Baron, and we had like a ward in their base, Opponcat could just teleport to the ward, walk in, and kill their Nexus, and he could probably kill it, especially as Fiora, who's like burst AD. Could almost certainly kill it before their team could manage to get back and defend it. So really, at this point in time, we have all the advantages in the world. We actually have a minion wave pushing up here in top as well. If they even come out of their base for too long, the minions will kill their base. Super minions will take down the Nexus pretty fast with no towers defending it. So anyway, I believe we're going to look to go for this tower in top lane. That or just look to push in mid. Looks like we are going to split off. Look to check their red. The red buff should be up. Nope, looks like they were able to take it. Just push this tower and then, you know, look to push in and just make things... Don't make things any more difficult than they have to be by going and getting these side inhibitors as well. Anyway, I did pick up an Aegis. I checked to see was someone else on our team building it. It's kind of a natural build for Lee Sin, but he didn't have it, so I was like, okay, you know, nobody else on the team has Aegis. It's a great item to get on Taric. Gives you more armor, the armor aura, and it stacks with his shatter as well. So I'm giving everyone quite a bit of armor when they're around me. Anyway, we do have minions pushing in here. If we can hold the team right by their Nexus, then Opponcat can take down this extra tower right here. So we're going to come over here and we're going to try to finish this off. We should be able to get this without any real trouble. And again, the danger of just when you have no Nexus turrets, it makes it really hard to defend because there's nothing there killing the minions. They walk right up and hit your Nexus. Anyway, there, unfortunately, Varys is going to miss on the corrosive charge onto Kassadin, onto Final Cayman. And Final Cayman really is the one we're keying on. He deals so much more damage to anyone else in their team. But look what he's picked up now. Quicksilver Sash. Got the Quicksilver in order to defend against swaps from Urgot. Anyway, so right now we probably just need to either kill their team or hit the Nexus, but our team seems to be divided on which one of those two we're going to be doing. Anyway, I've gone over here. I'm trying to protect VarisNox. I'm trying to come over here to protect him, but our team is really split. We're not really staying together. We are going to be able to score a kill on Alistar, but now our front line has really been taken out. Now they're going after Varys, and even though as much as I want to help him, there's really nothing I can do. I just need to back out. And it really looked like that was a case of where our team was just split between a whole bunch of different priorities. Some people were attacking the Nexus, some people were attacking a whole bunch of different champs. And that fight really went poorly for us. Just their team totally dominated us. Anyway, here they come. They're chasing me. I still have Shirelia's up. I'm just waiting to use it, and there it goes. I wanted their team to waste time not in their base, not defending their base. Got Mudkips kept chasing me. So I was not really in too much danger right there. I was making sure that I'd use Shirelia's before Kassadin got up there. But anyway, I wanted them to chase me so that they would not be defending their base. See, their bottom tower is taking more damage here, taking a lot more damage. And again, they just don't have any towers. They have one tower left. Well, two. I guess they have this one. But they only have one tower left in their entire base. So if they're not in their base defending, those minions are going to deal damage and are going to continue to push further. So that didn't go well. We just need to focus targets a little bit better. We need to really prioritize Kassadin, and Kassadin has like no defense whatsoever. Again, Final Cayman is all offense. He has the Quicksilver and that's it. So if we can ever just focus him, we can kill him pretty much instantly. Caitlyn's the same way, no defense. We don't really want to waste time attacking Alistar. We really don't want to waste time attacking Sejuani, who has stacked massive, massive amounts of armor. She is not the one we want to go after. So again, at this point, inhibs are starting to respawn, middle inhibitors back up. That top inhib will be down for a little bit longer, but their team in a really difficult position, but the game not over yet. Their team, like you saw there, their team did win the last team fight. So not the safest position for us to be in. We're still in great shape. We only need to win one fight in order to end the game, but until we manage to do it, this one's not quite over. Meanwhile, Varys, he did pick up the Guardian Angel, and that is back up. In fact, Guardian Angel was just off of cooldown when he died in the last fight. He does have his Bloodthirster, although there's no stacks on it. And this very, very needed, getting the Last Whisper. Their team has a lot of armor, so that Last Whisper is really, really needed over other items. Anyway, over here, we see Kassadin in top lane, so we're like, okay, Kassadin's not here. That's going to mean we want to push this tower. We want to go grab this, just because we can get a free tower here. So let's grab it, and there we go. Another tower down. Note that Baron is back up, too. So at this point, we're not going to go in there. Look how well defended that is. We don't want to charge in there. Let's just go grab this inhib. It's completely undefended. There's no towers there. The minions will help us push. So, just walk up and we'll just try to walk up and kill this. Now again, hopefully our focus can be better. Again, we need to want to focus on Kate, want to focus on Kassadin if at all possible. We just need to make sure we're not wasting time attacking, say, Sejuani. Sejuani has 250 armor. So we're not going to do much if we attack her. Our team very AD heavy. We don't really do much magic damage. Lux is our only source of magic damage. I mean, that's a lot of AP, but our team is mostly physical damage. Urgot, Fiora, Lee Sin, that's a lot of physical damage. So a nice job by their team to stack some armor, just as our team is stacking magic resistance against Kassadin being so strong. So we are going to get that inhib. And at this point, I was saying, my thought was, let's just walk out of the base, grab these minions, and then we'll push to this tower. But notice people start attacking the tower, and it was like, I don't think we want to attack this tower. Notice Droxy's positioning. Droxy is way out of position. He's just going to get burst down, and he's going to die without dealing any damage whatsoever. And now our team's going to get chased and engaged upon. I use my Shirelias, but they use their counter Shirelias. They're focusing VarisNox, and at this point we just need to leave because we can't win this fight. Just get out of the fight at this point. Varys is going to he's going to revive to the Guardian Angel, but it won't matter. He's going to go down. And again, really, we can't win this fight. Like, there's not much point in turning on this. We've already lost like 3 champions. We just need to run out of here. So they're chasing me. I'm going to flash over the wall. Meanwhile, Kassadin's chasing down a Pwncat. And, I mean, I'd like to help him out here. I'm trying to help him out, but it's not really going to matter. So, yeah, once again, just a huge mistake by our team there. We didn't want to fight under that tower. I really thought we were just going to walk out and push minions, but that didn't end up happening. Anyway, Gilton getting chased by Got Mudkips, and it looks like his Banshee's Veil is up, but I don't know that that's going to be enough. Meanwhile, their team Looks like they're continuing to chase Lee Sin, and I don't know why Gilton ran all the way up here, because he's just going to get cut off by the rest of their team. And yeah, it's not going to go too well for him. And yeah, there he goes. So he's going to fall. Now, their team does have to watch out for this. Again, remember, no Nexus turrets here, so the minions are going to kill their Nexus. Final Cayman recognizes this, and he goes back to the base. Meanwhile, the rest of the team not really doing anything. Their team's trying to go for this Baron, but they really don't have the damage. Sejuani is pure tank. Alistar is a support. And Renekton does not have nearly enough damage on his own, so they're really not going to be able to do this. Look, they haven't dealt any damage to the Baron at all. So I was hanging out there trying to make sure that they weren't able to get this, but they're not going to be able to do this. Now, the only thing that we really have going for us, we've lost the last two team fights very badly. We fought very poorly in the last two team fights. In particular, and I don't mean to call somebody out, but in particular, Droxy really got caught out of position in that last team fight. He was way behind the rest of the team and just died instantly without dealing any damage. So we lost the last two team fights, but the good news is these minions are still pushing, and they just have taken so much damage to their base. They have 0 towers up. They do not have a single tower left in their base. So these minions are just going to push. They do have 2 inhibs up, but there's still super minions coming to the base, and that means we've got a great chance to go and do this Baron. Unfortunately, no jungler. Gilton was the last one to die, the last one to revive. So even though we want to do this, if we don't have a smite, we really can't do this. We did toss a ward over there, and look at this. Here's Sejuani. It's like, look, we can't do this. We can't do it. Can't do Baron. Because they have a smite and we don't. It's just not safe. So unfortunately, we have to back off. We have to wait for Gilton to show up. And while that's going on, their team is still clearing these minions, still getting stronger. Final Cayman is now 12-11, 228 minion kills. And wow, is he strong with that Void Staff and another needlessly large rod. But then notice this, the ward shows his vision, and their team has just made a huge mistake. 3 members of their team, not the full team here. We're able to go in, we blast down Caitlyn immediately. Next, we're going to finish off Alistar, and now Got Mudkips is just standing in the middle of our team, and he can't win that. So we're going to go 3-0 there, use my Shurelya's to get the engage, and at this point, with no towers left, they can't defend their base 2v5 with no towers. It's impossible, so that's it. That's game over. That play all set up by this little baby right here. Yep, that warding will win you games. So they needed to have their full team there if they're going to come out and contest for that. They didn't have their full team, and so we're able to finish this one off. But really, kudos to their team to hang on with that many towers down. Quite impressive. They actually only really made 2 big mistakes the whole game, both at Baron, but that was enough to swing this one. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and look at the stats and add some final thoughts. Well, I know a bunch of you have been saying you wanted to see some closer games recently, and hopefully this does qualify. 31 kills to 32 kills, and a game that really did go down to just a few very big plays, so hopefully this works. I don't think this was the greatest played game, though. There were a lot of mistakes. This game I felt like was more defined by people making mistakes than people really making big plays, and I did feel like both our team and their team got caught over and over again, so in a way, it wasn't really a great game, even though I would say it was a very close game. I wouldn't say it was a great game because there were a lot of mistakes in this one on the part of both teams and some sloppy play at times. We were able to dominate that bottom lane. I think we were like 4-0 or 5-0 in lane, and we outfarmed their laning matchup by quite a bit. Unfortunately, we really had trouble containing Final Cayman Ride's Kassadin. He just got extremely strong, roaming around the map, picking off anyone who was low on health, and scoring a ton of kills, 12-11, by far the best stat line of anyone in this game. Itemized very smartly, got that Quicksilver Sash at the end in order to prevent getting swapped by Urgot. In the end, the game really just came down to 2 plays. We were able to catch them at Baron. We were able to burst down Kassadin, one of his only 2 deaths in the game. We were able to catch him where he had set up in the bush looking to ambush us, but we had just barely managed to see him slip in there when I tossed down a ward as he was going into the brush. Able to burst him down, then able to catch the rest of the team as they were doing Baron. A missed smite, unfortunately, by their Sejuani jungler, and then we were able to land the smite and take that Baron, which really swung the game, and then able to push down all those towers in mid that just kind of set everything else up. And then our team was just falling all over ourselves, failing in the team fights at the end, like losing fight after fight at the end of the game, just messing up, not picking the right targets. Their team fighting was definitely a lot stronger than ours, but at the very end, they had just taken so much damage to their base that when they came out to contest Baron, we were able to catch a couple members of their team because they were not together. They were not grouped up. They really needed to be grouped up if they were going to challenge Baron. You know, either stay in the base and just say, we'll give them Baron, we need to stay in our base, or all come out together in order to fight for Baron. So we were able to catch 3 of them, again spotted by Ward, able to catch 3 of them and then burst them down. And at that point, with no towers left, they couldn't do anything. So really just a game where we did so much damage to the base that we just ended up winning off the minion push, but we really didn't beat them in terms of team fighting. If anything, their team fighting was stronger than ours. So anyway, there's Taric Urgot. Again, it's very strong in terms of laning. It definitely falls off a bit as the game goes on, and I think that this shows that Varus was not as dominant in the later stages of the game as he was in lane. But I think I was able to show some of the Taric Urgot gameplay nonetheless. So there you go, 2 other champions. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. This has been a long video, so I'm going to stop it here. Once again, thanks for watching the channel. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys again next week.